I was just thinking Israel, just thinking out loud, just thinking. I was just driving and I was saying, a man is not just going to work. A man is not just a man by paying the bills. A man, not just a man, just going to work, paying the bills, making food, making sure food is inside the refrigerator or the ice box, paying the bills, making sure his wife and his children is okay. That's not just a man. That don't fill the full bore. If you got a bore and you say, well, I'm a man, I go to work, I pay the rent or the mortgage, the light bill, the water bill, the gas bill, I put food in the refrigerator, I make sure my sons and daughters have clothes on their back. If you're a father or if you're a man without children, I make sure that everything is taken care of. Whether you're a husband with a wife and a family, or you just a man single by yourself, and you're able to provide for yourself. That's not just a man. The boy don't go to 100%. The boy go 50%. If that, just thinking. So I say, what's a man? If somebody was to ask you a question, what's a man to get straight to 100%, to get the bar full with one answer? Somebody walk up to you and they say, brother, what's a man according to the Bible? What's a man according to scripture? What's a man according to thus said Abba Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai? You got one answer. You got one bar. But only one answer you give me is going to put the bar at 100% charge. What is the one answer? This will be that one answer. It's going to be in verse 3. But I want to put some meat on the bone. Just thinking out loud to the Rakakwadash. Giving Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Mashabarakatai, all the honor and glory. Tahada for Yahweh Shah Mashiach, our great Redeemer, our great Deliverer in Yasharallah. Tahada for the men of David that's in the streets and the highways and the byways doing this work in sincerity and in truth, presenting their bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Mashabarakatai, Tahada for the 12 apostles, the 144,000. And the elect men, women, and children of Yasharallah, the house of David, the order for King David, who will rule well under Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the order for the book of the law, and the order for the nation of Yasharallah, starting with the 1/3, the whole elect, right? Now the days of David drew nigh, you see, that he should die. And he charged me, he bid or command Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth, be thou strong. See, you got to be strong in this world. You got to be strong in this life. You got to be strong. Only the strong survive. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm not talking about 600. I mean, Salakia, 6'5", 250 solid with biceps and triceps, right? I'm talking about in your heart, your mind, your soul, la'ab in the Hebrew. I go the way of all the earth, Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. What? Show thyself a man. So King David, if he didn't say anything else, this is deep. Before he gave up the ghost, before he died, before he went into the spirit world, before he went back to Abba Yahweh who had created him, look what his advice was unto his son, who became the wisest man on earth and in the heavens, King Solomon, who was Yahweh Shai, by the way. But he said, I go the way of all the earth, of all the earth. Be thou what? Strong. Strong. Because in the times we coming in during the time of Jacob's trouble, you can have all the triceps, all the biceps. You can be 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'2", in the gym 4 days a week, 6 pack. But the Bible acknowledges strength, right? It's about what? We'll get to that. Because when Jacob's trouble unfold, bodily exercise profit little in the day of judgment or wrath. Bodily exercise, it profit because you got to have stamina in that day we approach it. But it's only going to profit little, poquito. You see, only little, Israel. If you don't have your mind in Yahweh by Shibah, as it says Philippians 2:5, if you're not seeking the knowledge and the wisdom and understanding, the Most High righteousness in Matthew 6:33, you're not a real man. You're not a man. You don't feel the bar. You're not going to make it as a Hebrew Israelite. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it if you're not strong. In your heart and your mind and soul, la'ab. Your heart is your mind and soul, not your anatomy heart that pump blood. This thinking, the Most High say, record it. If you thinking it, record it. Bring it out. If you thinking it, record it. And what? Bring it out. Whether they will hear or whether they forbear. Right? Ezekiel 3:11, I think, going to that. Whether they hear or forbear. Right? Bring it out. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. And keep the charge of the Elohim, thy Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Mashiach Barakatai, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, of Mashah in the Hebrew, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. And the bar is filled. See? And the bar is filled. That would be the correct answer. Because if you're doing this, you're doing everything else. You going to work, you laboring, right? Because the Most High say in the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and 8, 16, that we are subject to payments. So in order to be subject unto payments, paying bills, you got to work by process of elimination. By default, you got to work. That's why this answer is the correct answer to fill the bar on one answer. Right? Let's get that in Baruch. We'll come back to First Kings 2. So this answer all answers. Right? It answer all answers. But just what it does. That's what it do according to scripture. The Most High said in Baruch 3 and 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. We are not free. That's why we need salvation to be saved from the hand of our enemies. So we are not free because Esau is still controlling the earth. The earth is still in the hand of the wicked, the Edomites and these heathens. So by process of elimination, that would make the Israelites in captivity still. The Most High said, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. That's why you got to go to work. That's why you got to pay the bills. Because we are subject to payment. Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach. And a curse, and to be subject to payments, you see? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bill? We subject to bills and payments. That's part of the curses. According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Elohim, our Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabbat. That's what it is, Israel. I gotta go, but I want to make this point through the Rakakodash. The Most High said the Elohim may continue his work, which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed, see, gotta take heed to their way to walk before me in truth, see. That's why everything got to be done in sincerity and in truth with all their heart, you see, which is your mind, lab, and with all their soul, your heart, your mind, and your soul is all one. There shall not fail thee, say he, a man of the throne of Yasharala, you see, because we are a nation of kings and priests. Shalom.